Here's another angle on the interception. He's going for Chandler, and it shows the ball hanging and a little bit behind the receiver. And the defender, Hicks, playing it at his highest point. Now he's bringing it out. He's thinking, Seattle, I'm going to go all the way. 102 yards for a touchdown.
Eric Wright, who was the whipping boy for Atlanta last week, and he's just made the interception and run it out. His first and 10 at the 23-yard line. Patton and Cooper in the setback. And this is Cooper. He got across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Then Red made the tackle. Gain of 3 on the play, makes it second down and 7 yards to go. Aaron comes out. Bordelon replaces him defensively for New Orleans. Clock is running with 4 minutes remaining to be played in the third quarter. And here comes Mike Wilson onto the field for the 49ers. San Francisco leading 14-7. Here's the score. Denver 35, San Diego 10 in the third quarter. 3 wide receivers in there. For Joe Montana, who has quarterbacked the 49ers all day. Montana sets up, pumps one, steps up, he's hit, completes it to Clark. Penalty marker on the play. Ricky Jackson made the tackle.
Montana was hit just as he threw the ball.
Holding against the 49ers.
He's limping a little bit again.
Joe Montana, number 16.
He bruised his ankle last week against Atlanta.
In the second series, actually.
Number 71, holding.
Steve Farnhart.
Now, here comes 20 in. Amos Lawrence. Let's see how they use him. Usually when you bring a guy in like Amos Lawrence, he's not in there to block. He can throw a running pass.
As famous Amos Lawrence. Second and 16 at the 17. Montana swings it out to Lawrence. And he is bounced out of bounds.
Well, he did
21-yard line.
Lindsey didn't have enough running room for that type of play. The sideline took it away from him.
Third down, 12 yards to go. Here comes Patton back on. Lawrence has come out. Ball is at the 21-yard line, just short of it. 3.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Montana. Gunn to Charlie Young, the tight end. Not enough for the first down. Kovac made the tackle. There's a penalty marker on the play. It's holding against the 49ers. Preliminary signal.
Number 71, holding, refused.
Steve Farnhart, again, for the second consecutive time, Farnhart. This one refused because it brings up fourth down and the punting unit comes on now. Jeff Groth is dropping back. Merkins is ahead of him in tandem. Back in punt formation, Jim Miller kicks barefoot. He's averaged 45.4. Booms this one up there. Groth. He's at the 26, the 30. Gets to the 35-yard line. Run out by Tina Turner.
I like
a 44-yard punt.
You know, Grove's the type of guy that can do a lot of things and doesn't make mistakes. The hang time on that punt was 4.9. Pretty good.
Miller has had an outstanding day kicking for the 49ers. Bill Walsh, the head coach, in his third season. Now the Saints, still trailing by 7, start first and 10 at their own 35. Rodgers and Holmes are the setback. David Wilson has quarterbacked them throughout the day. Rodgers got to the 4-yard line. Danny Buns on the tackle, a gain of 5, makes it second and 5.
Well, you know, Lindsey, Rodgers has shown me something today. He's playing with a painful ankle, and he's running hard. Now he's going off, but he's showing some toughness, which you have to do in the National Football League, playing a 16-game schedule, 4 preseason games, 20 games.
Second down play coming now. Wayne Wilson and Jack Holmes are the setback. draw. Wayne Wilson, penalty marker throwing. Got 2 yards. Pete Kugler made the tackle.
Well, we've had a lot of penalties this half.
Holding against New Orleans this time. Fred Silver taking a look before stepping it off. Back to the 30-yard line.
Offense, number 62. Holding. Second down.
John Hill, center. Second and 15 at the 30. Holmes comes off. Tucson Tyler comes in for New Orleans. Wayne Wilson on the wing left. Tucson Tyler, the lone setback. Wilson in motion across. David Wilson to Tyler. He just got across for a couple. Jack Reynolds made the hit at the 32, making it 3rd and 13.
Also pillars on that last play. Keena Turner came off limping.
Groth has come off now, and Gordon Banks has come out of the wide receiver. Chandler's still in there. Third down coming up, 3rd and 13. 49ers are leading by 7 points, 14-7. David Wilson. Well, David's in trouble. It's incomplete. Brooks Williams took it, but it was across the sideline. So it is simply an incompletion. 4th and 13 at the 32, and the punting unit comes on.
You know what that does? That tires out those defensive linemen. See those guys coming back? That's like running striders after practice.
Kirk Slavin is in there to do the punting now. Freddie Solomon, White Hicks are deep. Kirk Slavin. Solomon at the 30-yard line. And Solomon gets no return as he is hit and pushed back by Guido Merkin. So they'll start 1st and 10 just short of the 30-yard line. Earlier today, we talked to Coach Bob Phillips of the Saints about his game plan for this 49er game.
Well, number one, we're going to try to do the same thing that we think we can do well. We think we can run the football. Although can't anybody take the football and march up and down the field running it, we're going to start our young quarterback that I think has got a good future in this league, and we hope to mix the running and play action passing in and move the ball in that manner. We hope we can stop them. That's going to be a key thing of beating Frisco. It's been
Ricky Patton to the 32-yard line. Picks up 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Jim Kovach made the stop for New Orleans. Today's actual attendance is 44,433. Here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. Less than a minute remaining in the 3rd quarter as you look around Candlestick. 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Joe Montana coming up. Montana, and he heads for the sideline, gets out to 36. David Waymer ran him out.
Well, he runs that play very well. The bootleg action away, the tight end coming across underneath, and Montana can either run or pass. Both times, he's kept the ball and wisely got out of bounds here.
It'll be 3rd and 4 now at the 36-yard line. Montana looking across to pick up the next play. Third down play coming. Patton is carrying, but he lost the yard. 4th and 5. Glenn Red made the tackle. That brings on the punting unit now for the 49ers. Jim Miller's out to do the punting. Jeff Groth is dropping back, and Guido Merkins will be upfield in tandem about 10 yards.
Well, they tried to spring him loose on a fast trap or switch type of play up the middle.
High snap. Miller got it off. Groth at the 16-yard line. He's at the 20. Drives forward and gets to the 24. Ricky Churchman made a stop.
I like the way he handles punt, Lindsey. He catches that ball. He's a sure-handed punt returner.
That one was only 49 yards. The punt by Miller, and so it'll be 1st and 10 for New Orleans. They'll have the ball at the 24. 2 seconds showing on the clock. That's time remaining in the third quarter. 49ers are leading here by a score of 14-7. Rogers. George Rogers, stopped by Pete Kugler. And there's the gun. That's the end of the third quarter with the score 49ers 14, Saints 7. We'll be back for the start of the fourth quarter after this word from your local station.
Tuesday, October 6th, it's America's favorite backwoods family in an all-new movie. Buddy Ebsen stars in The Return of the Beverly Hillbillies, October 6th.
This is CBS. CBS sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by the Tough Americans, American Motors, and its AMC Jeep and Renault dealers. Right Guard antiperspirants and deodorants, available in roll-on, stick, and convenient spray. And by Dingo Boots, the walk-in boots.
This is Lindsey Nelson with George Allen, and we have a quarter to go. San Francisco leading New Orleans by a score of 14-7.
You know, Lindsey, George Rogers has carried the ball 12 times out of 18 first down plays. He's got 103 yards so far.
New Orleans 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line. West Chandler, Gordon Banks, wide receivers. Tucson Tyler, Wayne Wilson are the setbacks for David Wilson. David Wilson going long and incomplete to Banks. Gordon Banks, second-year man from Stanford. Ronnie Lott covering. He's from USC.
Well, he had to throw the ball sooner than he wanted to. The play didn't develop. Banks hadn't come out of his move because the 49ers dogged and he had to get rid of it.
Sturt and Taylor have come out on the left side of the offensive line for New Orleans. Nat Hudson has come in. Dave LaFauri's come in. Third down, 7 yards to go. Groth is wide to the right side. Chandler to the left side. Split the running back. David Wilson rolling and looking and throwing and incomplete. Way short. Groth up to the line there.
Well, he felt the pressure behind him on that. Dwayne Board, 76. Was coming up from the rear, and he tried to throw it on the run and threw it into the ground.
Russell Erkleben is coming to do the punting. Solomon and Hicks are dropping back to field it for the 49ers. Little overcast has moved in here to Candlestick once again. Peter Zach makes the snap in punt formation.
Yeah, he's a good center.
Penalty marker is thrown. Solomon at the 27 to the 30. Solomon was out of bounds across the 35-yard line.
Boy, Solomon's quick.
Let him out.
2 flags down.
So the referee goes to the officials who threw the flag, says, "What do you got?" And he goes to the other and says, "What do you got?" And then he decides what we've got.
Well, one of the difficult things is to hold up until the ball is kicked.
Illegal use of the hands on the receiving team. Illegal formation on the kicking team. Replay.
We'll take it back, and we'll do it all over again.
That was a good punt. He had a 56-yard punt on that one. You know, when I see the Saints, the first trade I made with the Redskins was for a guy named Billy Kilmer, number 17. And what a job he did for the Redskins.
Didn't he, though, for a long, long time. Billy Kilmer was not exactly a picture-perfect ball player.
No, he had a tough time to throw a spiral, but it always got there.
Erxleben in deep punt formation. Solomon and Hicks still the deep men for the 49ers. Well, fair catch signal goes up. Solomon makes it there at the 31. Erxleben wanted to read the label and get it right. 42-yard punt.
And another flag.
Another flag.
Yeah. I don't like to see so many penalties on the kicking game. Slows the game down.
Ineligible downfield is the indication this time. So they bring it back again. Bill Walsh has taken off the headset and is looking around to see if he can discover exactly what all of this is about. We've had a world of penalties in this football game this afternoon.
Well, it could have been on that
Number
one.
53, kicking team, illegally downfield. 4th down.
Well, that's what I mentioned before. He may be downfield just 2 or 3 yards, maybe a foot before the ball's kicked, and that's illegal. That's tough to hold up when you've been taught all your life to take off with the snap.
Shot Palua. Erxleben now standing back at his own 7-yard line. End over end this time. Hits at the 41. Taken at the 31. Solomon is returning. And he gets to the 40-yard line. So the 49 to start first and 10. Ricky Jackson made the stop. That was a 47-yard punt by Erxleben. So the 49ers are leading by 7. We're in the 4th quarter, and when players resume, they'll start first and 10 at the 40-yard line.
A message from Jeep Truck to all you guys who aren't exactly gentle with your pickup.
Oh, don't worry, lady. The truck's okay.
Of all Jeep vehicles registered in the last 10 years, 95% are still on the road today. That's better than Ford, Chevy, and Dodge.
Is it full yet?
So if you guys can't learn to be gentle, better get yourself a very tough truck and get it now with a $500 introductory rebate on all full-size trucks from Jeep.
Conoco's gas-saving motor oil is the result of 60 years of innovations. 1922, Conoco introduces the motor oil additive. In 41, an additive to keep engines cleaner. Then in 54, an oil that works in all kinds of weather. And now, a gas-saving motor oil, new generation all season. From Conoco, hottest brand going.
Well, starting tonight on CBS, it's the all-new 60 Minutes. And then on Archie Bunker's place, Archie's on his best behavior. And then One Day at a Time and Alice, followed by the Jeffersons. And on Trapper John M.D., Gonzo discovers a new side of town. And that's all tonight, right here on CBS. Tom Phillips, head coach of the Saints, as the 49ers have it first and 10 at the 40-yard line. Schumann's in there, the wide receiver, and Schumann in motion across. They leave it on the ground. Taken by Johnny Davis. Fullback from Alabama, who moves up to the 45-yard line.
Well, Johnny Davis has looked good today, and you know, here's what the 49ers haven't been able to do today. You're ahead in a ball game, and you got to keep the clock moving. So you got to be able to run the football. You just can't throw. And that's what they're trying to do now. They picked up 5 yards on that play.
That's the total offense for the day. New Orleans 311, San Francisco 255. On the clock, 13:42 remaining to be played. They give it to Davis again. He's being wrestled by Glenn Red. After a gain of 2 to the 47, where it'll be third down and 3 yards to go.
Now, the last time in this situation, they ran the ball. They ran a play up the gut. Let's see what they do this time. Normally, they'd throw a short pass underneath to pick up the first down.
Double tight end alignment. They bring Brian Peets and Charlie Young in there now. On a third and short. Johnny Davis and Ricky Patton are the setback. Freddie Solomon in the wing right. Davis. Well, it's very close. Ken Boydalon made the tackle.
He hit in there pretty tough. He may have made it.
It's very, very close, and depending on where they spot it. Take a look now. That's short. It's going to be fourth down, Fred Silva says. So the punting unit comes out. Head out there by Jim Miller, who's been punting well all day. Jeff Groth has dropped back. Perkins upfield in tandem. Miller on 7 has averaged 45.9. Groth at the 11-yard line, 15. They'll start from the 16-yard line. Bobby Leopold made the tackle. So with 12:29 left to play, and the San Francisco 49ers leading 14-7. The New Orleans Saints get the ball, but they get it first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Gentlemen, this meeting is called to decide which one of us is the most popular light beer drinker of all.
Must be talking about me.
I vote for my buddy, Boog Powell.
Should I take the minutes?
You can take all year.
Hey, I cast my vote for Billy Martin.
I'll second that.
Me too.
Excuse me, this chart clearly shows what a little showing off can do.
Now, wait a minute. I'm the most popular guy here. Gentlemen, wait, a little respect. At least we agree that light beer from Miller tastes great. Let's do it! Tastes great!
Better make it a secret ballot.
Could we vote for Red Auerbach? Please?
I'm voting for me.
Count the vote, and that's no joke. All right. Gentlemen, we have a winner.
Says here the winner is Bubba Smith.
I knew this was a bad idea.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Monday, October 5th. Host Harrison Ford shows us how they created the great stunt for the box office smash Raiders of the Lost Ark. Monday, October 5th.
Archie Manning is coming at quarterback now for New Orleans. The veteran quarterback has always played well against San Francisco, so Bum Phillips gets him into the ball game with 12:29 to play. First and 10 at the 16. Groth and Shannon, the wide receivers. Roy Rogers is in there as well. Groth in motion outside. Turns upfield. Holmes has it, and he slips down, but his knee doesn't touch. Can't get back to the line of scrimmage. Dan Bunn on the tackle with Jack Reynolds.
Well, that's a good move by Bum Phillips. Dave Wilson, I think, did a fine job. You got a 22-year-old quarterback starting his first big league game. He has a future. You're trying to win this ball game. You're going to go with your veteran. Manning looks healthy enough to play, and here's Wilson with the board charting the plays.
Second and 11 at the 15-yard line. That's Groth in motion outside left. Archie Manning back to set it up. And he throws to Chandler, and it's intercepted by Lott. Ronnie Lott in for a touchdown, 49ers. Ronnie Lott intercepted and ran it in for a touchdown.
And it's a delayed pattern. The ball's a little bit high. Just like a tip drill in practice. Now, what you don't see on this is Archie Manning got really blocked, and maybe he's clipped. Archie Manning goes over to cover, and Pillars, I think Pillars really put the wood to him.
Bahr with a conversion after the 23-yard return, and it's good. And as they come back up the field, it's the 49ers 21 and the Saints 7. So all is joy for the moment along the sideline of the 49ers as they lead it 21-7 with 11:32 to play.
10 tough, mean beards versus one Vic shaver. Can one Vic shave them all?
Vic, say your prayers. My beard's gonna send this Vic to the showers.
That Vic is gonna beg for mercy.
It's amazing. It looks like one Vic shaver is going to shave these 10 tough beards.
Looks like Vic wins. I got a great shave also.
No way. Let me see the replay.
Yes, one Vic shaved these 10 tough beards. How many shaves can you get?
The Toyota Celica GT isn't a sporty car. It's two sporty cars. It's a Celica GT liftback with fold-down seats, a hatch that opens to cavernous space, and the Celica GT Coupe with room for 4 plus a trunk. The Toyota Celica GT. It's a sporty car, and it's a sporty car. Celica.
Bahr will kick off. The official yardage on that touchdown return was 26 yards. It was the first touchdown scored by the San Francisco defense since October 1st, 1978.
Well, that ought to give him a big lift.
Bahr, line drive, and it is fielded back there on the 15-yard line. And returned upfield by Stan Brock. Stan Brock didn't want it, but he got it, and he returned it. And he was stopped by Tina Turner.
Here's an end zone shot of that touchdown. Manning going back, throwing a delayed pattern to Chandler, coming underneath. The ball's high, and it's deflected to Lott. And Manning came over to cover, and he was really hit. Now you can just see it at the end there.
Archie Manning still the quarterback. That's Chandler in a wide left. Groth in motion back toward the inside. Archie Manning setting up the throw. He pumps it complete, taken by Larry Hardy, his tight end, and he gets it out to the 35-yard line. Picked up about 8. It'll be second down and 2 yards to go. Dan Bunge made the tackle.
Well, the Saints offense can't run the ball too much now. You're down by 2 touchdowns. You got to put the ball in the air. They like to run the ball, overthrowing it. But if they're going to get back in, they got to keep throwing.
Second down, 2 yards to go. William Wilson, Tucson Town, the setback. Wayne Wilson looking for 2. He's got it. First and 10 at the 43-yard line. Jack Reynolds made the tackle. Veteran linebacker Jack Reynolds came here from the Los Angeles Rams. Played his college football at the University of Tennessee.
Right, first-round pick by the Rams.
Dallas 13 and the Giants 3 in the fourth quarter. And remember, next week, St. Louis against Dallas. Right now, it's Tampa Bay back in front of St. Louis, 13-10. Archie Manning, short shot, turn out, complete to Chandler. He's across the 50 to the 49, Ronnie Lott on that corner.
Perfect timing on that short out. The ball was thrown before Chandler looked for it. Here it is. The ball's in the air right now. Right there. Good offensive execution.
Second down on a long 2. The Orleans ball in San Francisco territory.
Stuckey out and Tiller's in.
Chandler to a wide right. Banks in motion across. Wilson. Trying to turn a corner and get to the stick. But was run out of bounds. Danny Bond.
Well, you know what the fans are yelling there, 69. Nate Hudson held. He tackled somebody in the defense. They didn't call it.
Ball is being marked over there at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it would be third down, about a yard and a half.
Well, they got to get this first down. They got to take that ball and go down, put some points on the board.
9 minutes, 57 seconds left to play. Wayne Wilson. For no gain. He lost a foot or so. It'll be fourth down. Archie Reese made the tackle. Willie Harper assisting him. Now fourth down is coming up for New Orleans.
Well, you know, Lindsay, the Saints haven't done very well on third down conversion. 4 of 13.
Erxleben has come on. Archie Manning going off. They'll punt it away on fourth down. Solomon and Hicks have dropped back for the 49ers. That's Erxleben. 49ers are leading it 21-7. Freddie Solomon calls for a fair catch and makes it. Rogers.
Boy, that's a risky.
Jimmy Rogers.
Risky penalty. He signaled for a fair catch. I watched Jimmy Rogers go right through him. Lower his head. Maybe Jimmy didn't see the fair catch. That's a good way to get somebody hurt. Here it is again.
Interference to make the catch. Number 49, first down.
41.
First and 10 at the 30. You got the wrong number. So now we have 9:04 on the clock, and the 49ers are still leading it here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco by a score of 21-7.
At Transamerica, we've provided affordable life insurance for 4 generations with Transamerica Occidental Life. We give you great travel values with Transamerica Airlines and budget rent-a-car. We even make sure life's little surprises won't put a hole in your budget.
Arnie, my favorite Transamerica insurance agent.
First-rate service at a fair price. Transamerica.
You know, baseball's the same in Japan as it is in America. He played 9 innings. 3 strikes and you're out. And after the game, there's nothing like a beer. And when Numa's in town, I treat him to light beer from Miller because it tastes great. Yeah, I know it's less filling, but we drink it because it tastes great. Listen, Numa, it tastes great. All right, it's less filling.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer. And
Cutting down.
On CBS Sports Saturday, undefeated Boom Boom Mancini is on the verge of realizing his lifelong dream, the WBC Lightweight Championship on CBS Sports Saturday.
Dallas 15, the New York Giants 3, and that's in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, about 10 minutes left to play.
There are the penalties for the afternoon. The Saints 9 for 86 yards. Joe Montana going long and complete. Now, it gets away.
No, he blew it dead.
He blew it dead.
Yeah.
That's a completed pass.
Boy,
and dead to Charlie Young.
That's a break for the 49ers.
25-yard pickup.
It's a seam pattern off of play action. The ball's short. Charlie Young is wide open, but see how the ball is short? And he loses as he goes down, but they blew it dead.
The official ruling that he got down there with that knee was down, and so the fact that the ball got away was of no concern. It's first and 10 at the 45. Amos Lawrence is in there now, number 20. Along with Earl Cooper. Cooper, nothing. Second and 10. Ken Bordelon made the tackle.
Well, here's where you got to, again, you got to be able to run the football and keep the clock moving.
Montana's looking for the next play from the sideline. Seven minutes, 58 seconds and running. That's time remaining in the ball game. Clarkson a wide left. Montana. Solomon motion across. Amos Lawrence. Penalty marker strong. There is a marker. He went out of bounds at the 37.
Lindsay, he's going to help this ball club. He is going to help this ball club.
Holding against the 49ers is the preliminary signal. That's Amos Lawrence. In each of his 4 years at North Carolina, he gained 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah, they made a trade with the Chargers, I believe.
Offense, number 86, holding.
Charlie Young.
Gave him a draft choice for Amos, and he missed all of training camp, so he's got a lot to learn. Others taking him out.
That's Charlie Young in the huddle there. It is second and 18 at the 45. Ricky Patton, Earl Cooper are the setbacks. Freddie Solomon and Dwight Clark are the wide receivers. Montana. And he completes it to Charlie Young. Gets across the 40 to the 47-yard line. Picked up about 8.
There's a flag on the play.
Ricky Jackson made the tackle. Tom Phillips is not altogether happy. It's got to be third down and 12 yards to go. At the 48. 6 minutes, 58 seconds left to play in the game. Patton and Cooper at the setback. 49ers in the slot right. This Patton, Ricky Patton carry. Got only to the 45. Myers and Jackson made the tackle. Be 4th and 9.
Well, they ran a sweep to keep the clock going and stayed in bounds.
Punting unit comes on now for the 49ers. Led out there by barefoot Jim Miller. Jeff Groth has retreated.
They might go.
10 men on the line.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they might go for a block kick here. They got to do something to get a big play.
Tampa Bay has gone ahead of St. Louis 2010. Got it off. Jeff Groth lets it go. Hits on the 2, bounds across the end line, touchback. First and 10 at the 20-yard line. Oh, the New Orleans Saints, who are trailing by 2 touchdowns in the ball game, get the ball, but they get it at their own 20 with 5:55 to play.
It started with one automobile. A fuel-efficient automobile that offered more than just fuel efficiency. It started with Lynx. Now for 1982, Lincoln Mercury presents a totally new Lynx, the 5-door Lynx. Lynx, now more than ever, the world belongs to Lincoln Mercury.
The Orleans Saints have the ball first and 10. They have it at their own 20-yard line. For most of the day, it was David Wilson in their quarterback, starting his first game in the NFL, having been at the University of Illinois last year. Archie Manning has taken over here in the 4th quarter. Archie has been on the injury list in recent weeks.
You know, Wilson had a tough break, Lindsay, when Castor dropped that touchdown pass in the end zone.
We have 5 minutes, 55 seconds remaining to be played in the game. There is Wilson with the jacket on along the sideline. Fred Silva, the referee, has been over there getting things straightened out. He marks the ball ready for play. Brooks Williams, Rich Castor in there, Wes Chandler, wide receivers. Archie Manning is the quarterback. Chandler in motion back to the inside. Groth, incomplete. Covering is Lynn Thomas on the corner. 2nd and 10.
Well, that ball was a little bit low and outside. Hard to catch.
Groth and Chandler, the wide receivers in there now for Manning. Time remaining to be played. Clock starts on the snap. Archie Manning pumps it, and it's complete. Tucson Tyler out there at the 25-yard line. Bobby Leopold and Willie Harper made the tackle.
Well, they got to get a big play. They have to 5:34, 5:33. They have to keep this ball and march down the field or get a big play. They're running out of time.
That's exactly what they're doing as long as that clock is ticking. 49ers are leading 21-7. Bum Phillips moves Tucson Tyler over. Wilson in motion across. Archie Manning. Going to Tyler, incomplete. 4th and 5 to play. So they're gambling right here. They're trailing by 2 touchdowns, and on 4th down, they're going to go for it, 4th and 5. Chandler to the right side. Groth to the left side. Motion across by Wilson. Archie Manning. Tucson Tyler. He's got the 1st down. So it is 1st and 10 now at the 34-yard line. Then Thomas made the tackle.
Well, that was a big 1st down for them. They had to get it there. Tyler ran what we call a whisk pattern. He just hooks up about 5 yards deep. And when I saw him running laterally, I thought he might lose the yardage. Turn upfield.
Wide receivers left and right. Tucson Tyler lone setback. Tyler, he's got it. Moved it up across the 40-yard line to the 43 before Terry Sartolo made the tackle. Bum Phillips saying, let's get on with it. The clock is ticking away. The meter's running. 2nd out and about a yard to go. Near the 44-yard line. Manning, the quarterback. Tyler's got it. He's got the 1st down. Tucson Tyler to the 45-yard line. Stopped by Dwayne Boyd.
Now, from the 49ers standpoint, play deep. Don't give them a home run. Don't give them a quick score. Make them keep that clock going. Doesn't matter whether they get another touchdown, but just use up a lot of time. So that's the way you have to think defensively.
It's at the San Francisco 45-yard line. Archie Manning. Tucson Tyler. Tyler is at the 39-yard line. Dan Bahr made the tackle.
Well, so far, the 49ers defense is playing it smart. They're laying off, giving them the short one, preventing the bomb.
Archie Manning. 2nd and 4. Manning. And it is completed. Brooks Williams, the receiver. That's a 1st and 10. And it's at the 27-yard line. Dallas leading the Giants 18-3 in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 Saints. at the San Francisco 27. Manning. And it's complete. Taken by Castor.
Well,
penalty marker. He's down to the 11-yard line.
I think Chandler was offside, Lindsay. I think he beat the gun. Castor was wide open on this, but I believe Chandler was leaning.
It's a procedure penalty, and Fred Silva will explain it as soon as he marks it off. It nullifies the catch. The 5-yarder moves it out to the 22. I beg your pardon, 32.
Illegal movement in the line. Offense, more than 2 men.
Well, that hurt. That's a costly penalty.
First and 15 at the 32. 2 minutes, 21 seconds as the automatic timeout approaches. George Rogers is back in there as a lone setback. Tucson Tigers out. Rogers gets inside the 20, not enough for a first. Lynn Thomas made the tackle.
Well, the 49ers should like to see that, because it takes 2 touchdowns to tie them.
Clock is running at 2:04, 2:03, 2:02. They have to get it off before 2, and they don't do it. So that is the automatic timeout that comes with a 2-minute warning. So we have 2 minutes remaining to be played in this game. Bum Phillips checking with the official. 49ers are leading 21-7.
Well, the 49ers defense has played this pretty smart. They're laying back, giving them the short game, and playing that 14-point lead.
2 minutes remaining to be played.
And 3 timeouts remaining for both teams.
The executive producer of NFL football is Terry O'Neill. Senior producer, Charles H. Milton III. Today's game produced by Bob Rowe. Directed by Peter Bleckner.
You know, there's a man in New Orleans named Ben Weiner who's Mr. Tulane. He's done more to help Tulane University get back and restore their football program, and we'd like to say hello to Ben Weiner.
For those of you tuning in to see 60 Minutes, it will be seen following the conclusion of the football game, except on the West Coast, where it will be seen at its regular time. Right here, the clock will start on the snap. The 49ers are leading 21-7. The Saints have the ball, 2nd down and 3, and they have the 20-yard line of San Francisco.
Yeah, they have to get a quick score here.
Holmes is the lone setback. Groth in motion across. Archie Manning. End zone. Incomplete. Chandler, the intended receiver. Covering on the corner, Saladin Martin.
Yeah, great effort by Chandler and an excellent throw by Manning. He laid it up in the air, and Chandler can jump. And he's trying to get that quick score we talked about. Now watch Chandler go up, and he has it. But then Martin takes it away as he's coming down. See that? Good defense by Martin, 29.
3rd down and 3 yards to go for New Orleans. Still at the 20-yard line of San Francisco. Groth and Chandler are the wide receivers.
Now they got to get the 1st down.
Holmes is the lone setback. Archie Manning going to the end zone to Castor. Incomplete. Covering defensive, Keena Turner, the linebacker, who took Castor to the end zone.
Well, Keena Turner is playing with a hamstring, pulled hamstring. Now watch him running. He's a good athlete. Now he's beaten, but he gets his hand up. The ball hits his arm, deflected.
So it is 4th down and 3 yards to go.
Well, they got to get the 1st down. I'll say that again.
Clock shows 1 minute, 47 seconds left to play. Jack Holmes, the lone setback. Williams and Castor are in there tight end. And it's complete. And it's the first down. Taken by Brooks Williams. Tina Turner made the tackle. First and 10 at the 15-yard line. New Orleans up there ready to go. Stayed alive with the first down. Archie Manning. Pump, steps up, pitches, and incomplete. Trying to get it to Chandler. Second and 10. Saladin Martin covers. For those of you tuning in to see 60 Minutes, it'll be seen following the conclusion of the football game, except on the West Coast, where it'll be seen at its regular time. Second down, 10 yards to go. New Orleans at the San Francisco 15-yard line. The 49ers are leading 21-7. Groth to the left side, Chandler to the right side. Holmes the setback. Archie Manning brings it out to Holmes. It's inside the 10. And the penalty marker, Dwight Hicks, made the tackle.
Well, Lindsey, it's taken them so long to get down here.
The 49ers offsides, apparently.
They have their 3 timeouts, but there's only 1:14 left to play.
Red Silver is marking off the offsides penalty against the 49ers, which puts the ball at the 10-yard line.
76, defense, encroachment.
Tucson Tyler and Wayne Wilson are in there at setbacks now for New Orleans. The ball is at the 10-yard line. We're at a second down and 5 yards to go. Clock starts on the snap, 1:14. Denver 42, San Diego 24 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and at one time, Denver was ahead 24-0, I believe.
Castor moved over.
35-0.
Manning in the end zone. Touchdown. Taken in the end zone by Wayne Wilson. So the 49ers have given up the touchdown here. 1:09 on the clock.
Well, Wilson's running what we call a sky pattern. They're in a nickel defense. He had just beat Totalo, number 50, and that's what he did. Now they got to get this extra point and go for an onside kick.
Myers holding for Ricardo, attempting a conversion. And it's good. So as they come back up the field now, it is the 49ers 21, the Saints 14, 1 minute, 9 seconds left to play in this game.
Here's an end zone shot of that last touchdown. Manning going back, hitting Wilson. He's got the linebacker beaten. His back was turned. He didn't see the ball. Good throw, good catch. Here's another angle. Putting the back on the linebacker. There it is. Nice catch. Nice catch by Wayne Wilson.
And now, Dallas 18, the Giants 3 in the fourth quarter. And it is Tampa Bay 20, St. Louis 10, a final. Keep in mind, next week in the Eastern Division of the NFC, on many of these stations, you'll be seeing Dallas against St. Louis. And don't forget, it all starts with the NFL Today. Check your local listing.
Now, Lindsey, you have to go over this time after time in practice. You have to have at least 9 men up to prevent this onside kick. But you also have to be careful that the kicker doesn't kick a Texas leaguer behind the 9 men and in front of the 2 back men, and somebody runs down there and falls on it.
Ricardo is the onside kicker.
Right, and this is the whole thing here is the technique and the skill of Ricardo, of the kicker. This is the ball game right here now. It comes down to one play.
San Francisco with 5 men. Up there near the restraining line. Here comes Ricardo with the onside kick. It's gathered in. I think it's Ronnie Lott. It's Ronnie Lott who gathered it in. Penalty marker. There's a marker.
Well, he kicked an easy ball. It was a Sunday hop for Ronnie Lott. You want to... Here it is. Ronnie, you put all your good ball handlers up there, your shortstop, so to speak. Now watch this ball. It's a Sunday hop.
First down.
Sunday hop for Ronnie Lott. Saints were offside, I guess.
For those of you tuning in to see 60 Minutes, it'll be seen following the conclusion of the football game, except on the West Coast, where it'll be seen at the regular time. Penalty declined, 1st and 10. Ball is at the 45-yard line. Each team has 3 times out remaining. Davis carries, and he gets 2 to the 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Ricky Jackson then to make the tackle. And timeout taken by New Orleans. The first of 3, 1:04 on the clock.
Yeah, that's good. They use their timeout. They got to try to prevent a first down and then go for a block punt. And on that last play, Johnny Davis carried the ball like you want him. 2 hands on it.
You can see timeouts remaining there. And we're getting ready to go. Montana has been over for a conference with Bill Walsh. Ricky Patton, Johnny Davis are the setbacks in there for him. Here's a final score. Denver has defeated San Diego by a final score of 42 to 24.
And at one time, Denver was ahead 35 to nothing.
Big day for Craig Morton. Solomon in motion across. Just leave it on the ground to Ricky Patton. Turns upfield to the 50-yard line. And it's Ken Bordelon on the tackle. So they're going to stop it again. Another timeout. 2nd of 3 taken by New Orleans Saints. It'll be 3rd and 5 when play is resumed as, again, Montana comes over to talk to Bill Walsh. Tom Phillips.
Now, from an offensive standpoint here, you run a sweep and stay in bounds and keep the clock going. Try to get the first down if you can. Protect the football. Force them to use their last timeout and keep the clock running.
This is becoming dangerously close to being the day that Tom Phillips lost his hat and a ball game at Candlestick Park. 3rd down and 5 yards to go. Davis, 1st and 10. He almost broke it. Dave Waymer hanging on as Davis almost broke it. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Boy, Davis has helped them today, hasn't he, Lindsey?
Really has. 14-yard pickup on that play.
A direct hit. He's a hard runner. Look at, he broke 3 tackles.
And there's a personal foul tacked on that puts the ball at the 21-yard line.
Well, the middle was vulnerable on that.
1st and 10 at the 21 with the personal foul against New Orleans tacked on to that play. 51 seconds remaining to be played in the game. Amos Lawrence, Johnny Davis are the setbacks now. Solomon in motion across. Johnny Davis. Fullback goes outside, gets inside the 20. Dave Waymer made the tackle at the 18-yard line. 2nd down and 7 there. And a timeout is being taken. That is the final New Orleans timeout. They've used them all up now. 39 seconds on the clock.
Well, that direct hit up the gut, picking up 14 yards, and then the penalty. You know, the Saints have played well enough to win today. They had those early opportunities when they fumbled the football twice.
All right, here's the final score. The Philadelphia Eagles 36 and the Redskins 13.
Yeah, 4-0 for the Eagles.
Cincinnati 27, Buffalo 24 in overtime.
Came from behind there.
Your York Jets with their first win over Houston, 33-17. And here's the final overtime, Pittsburgh 27, New England 21. And Detroit shut out Oakland 16-0, a final score.
Next week, Detroit plays Tampa.
And Minnesota 30, Green Bay 13, a final.
Kramer coming back.
Miami 31, Baltimore 28, a final. Now they're all set to hit the deck here now, and Montana hits the deck because they know that New Orleans cannot stop the clock now. It's 32 seconds, 31 seconds, 30. Saints have no times out remaining. Bill Walsh looking on. 49ers leading by a score of 21 to 14. They're going to let it run out. Ball will not be snapped. When they mark it ready for play, there's less than 30 seconds on the clock. Tom Phillips heads off. When he was going off at halftime, a fan came down from out of the stands and stole his hat and disappeared up into the crowd. Two Notre Damers talking to each other as they came off the field there. Tom raises his makeshift cap. There is Montana and Waymer. They were teammates at Notre Dame. So that is a final score. San Francisco 21 and New Orleans 14 as Waymer and Montana still talk it over. They were on the national championship Notre Dame team of 1977, and so was Bobby Leopold. Bobby Leopold was on that same Notre Dame team. So it's a meeting of the Notre Dame Alumni Association here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. As we have seen this afternoon, the 49ers come on and win by a final score of 21 to 14. And now let's go to Pat Summerall in Dallas, Texas.
I'd like to welcome those of you who've been watching San Francisco and New Orleans. We're at Texas Stadium. Pat Summerall with Coach Hank Stram. Or anything to stop that clock. Sims looking, finding a fumbling Leon Perry who got it back. Clock still runs, however. And here we go with Randy White and Ernie Hughes in a bit of a disagreement.
It's like throwing marshmallows at a brick wall when they get all that equipment on it, Pat.
The only thing you can hurt is your hand.
That's right. And, of course, you can't hurt that very much anymore with all the gloves and all the paraphernalia people wearing on their hands.
There's Randy White. Hands on knees. Don't forget the all-new 60 minutes following football. It's been a long game. Hogaboom and White. Two of the Dallas Cowboy quarterbacks.
The two quarterbacks didn't show a lot of enthusiasm about getting into the fight, did they?
Well, if it's true that the only thing that you can hurt is your hand, that's the one thing they don't want to hurt.
That's right.
Disqualified. Oh, we got to run 6 seconds.
People have been ejected. Ernie Hughes is number 61.
Team is disqualified. Personal foul, 61 on the blue team is disqualified.
That clarify things? Randy White has been disqualified. He did not wish to leave. Ernie Hughes was the giant who was thrown out. There's Hughes. But there won't be any meeting under the stands after the game, I don't think.
Seconds were lost on the clock. Would the operator please reset the clock to 8 seconds?
Yeah, I think they're going to let Boom Boom Man City and Alexis Aguila do the fighting.
We'll look forward to that as well. They're going to reset the clock so there are 8 seconds remaining. And the Giants should be able then to get away at least one more play. Taylor lines up as a flanker on the left. Sims goes back deep in the shotgun formation. Penalty marker down. Wide open is Mike Freedy. He spins out of a couple of tackles. Gets down to the 32-yard line. There is a penalty. Marker down. If it's against the Giants, the game will be over. And indeed it is. Now this is Pat Summerall for Hank Stram saying so long from Texas Stadium.